In the ancient world, Suner announced, domineering in front of all the elders, that she would not marry Xiao Yan in this life. Unexpectedly, this move exploded in the instant of the ancient clan. Xiao Yan became the key care object of the younger generation of the ancient clan. Because the space leading to the ancient realm took 3 days to open, Xiao Yan took Xiao Yixian and others to a manor prepared for him by the ancient clan. I saw that here at this moment, it has already been flooded by many powerful people from all sides. In the center of the manor, there is also a huge ring. While the strong here are waiting, they are here to exchange ideas. Xiao Yan and the others found a place to sit down in a restaurant next to the ring, and then asked the little Dr. Fairy to inquire about the news of the Black Annihilation Army. After all, to come into contact with this ancient tribe now, Xiao Yan naturally wants to know more about them. And this so-called Black Annihilation Army is said to be a gathering place for powerful ancient warriors, so Xiao Yan must have some information about them. Xiao Yixian inquired that the status of this Black Annihilation Army in the ancient race is not low, because their selection conditions are quite demanding. Not only do they need to be absolutely loyal to the ancient race, but they must also reach a certain level at a certain age. Under this strict hierarchical division, there are 8 major commanders. Ling Quan, who Xiao Yan and others saw yesterday, and the 5 commanders were 2 of them. It's just that Ling Quan is only ranked 7th. However, as soon as Xiao Yixian's voice fell, there was a loud shout from the ring below the restaurant where they were located. The next learner, Yang Hao, the 3rd commander of the Black Annihilation Army, and Xiao Yan, the champion of the Danhui. As soon as these words fell, the originally noisy environment was instantly quieted down. After all, for the names of these 2, the people who eat melons around them have heard of them. One is the champion of the Danhui, and the other is the 3rd leader of the ancient Black Annihilation Army. They also really want to see who these 2 goods will be better. For this sudden scene, Xiao Yan and the others were also stunned. They didn't expect that as soon as they finished speaking, this trouble came to the door. With Xiao Yan's shrewdness, he naturally knew that the other party was afraid that he would back down, so he just resorted to the next method. However, in Xiao Yan's opinion, this is exactly in line with his mind, because Xiao Yan is also trying to make an example of this guy. Since this guy came to the door automatically now, he reluctantly accepted it. Having said that, Xiao Yan's gaze suddenly turned to where Yang Hao was. In this regard, the latter did not have the slightest fear. After all, he was at the peak of the 5-star Dozuan strength. Although Xiao Yan is also a 5-star fighter, he has never failed to fight against opponents of the same level. The 5 commanders on the side saw Yang Hao, who was eager to try, and immediately warned him not to mess around. After all, if the elders knew about this matter, there would definitely be no good fruit for them to eat. But Yang Hao said, "It's just a learning experience. Besides, my ancient clan was originally martial. Isn't it just right to meet friends with martial arts now? Don't worry, I won't embarrass him too much, of course, as long as he knows each other." After that, his figure flashed, and he appeared on the ring in an instant, then looked in the direction of Xiao Yan and said with a smile, "Mr. Xiao Yan, I have heard of the famous name for a long time. I wonder if I can teach today, since the 3 commanders insist on doing this, although it is not easy to refuse." As soon as Xiao Yan's voice fell, his figure appeared not far from Yang Hao. In this regard, Xiao Yixian and the others did not stop too much. After all, in their opinion, although Yang Hao is the pinnacle of 5-star Dozuan strength, this kind of strength can't make a big splash in front of Xiao Yan today. Seeing that Xiao Yan didn't even look for an excuse to shirk, the smile on Yang Hao's face became stronger and stronger. He deserves to be the champion of the Danhui. This courage is really admirable. The commander-in-chief will try it himself today. What's so unusual about this Danhui champion? Heaven shatters the claws of Qi. Looking at the opponent's sharp palm wind that tore through the space, Xiao Yan immediately exerted 3,000 thunder movements and avoided them all. Seeing this situation, Yang Hao's eyes were startled at first, and then he sneered. "Good speed, but also try my dragon and snake footwork." Feeling Yang Hao's speed and attacks suddenly became sharp, Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed slightly. No wonder this guy is not worried that he will not be able to beat him at all. He, who is also a five-star fighter, turns out to have so many high-level fighting skills. However, in front of Xiao Yan, who has an unusually large soul power, no matter how ghostly his body is, there is nothing to hide. With every confrontation, Yang Hao's expression will be a little solemn, because he had already used 2 intermediate-level fighting skills, but he had never caused the slightest damage to Xiao Yan, and the latter's calm appearance made his face a little bit uncomfortable. I don't believe it. You poor boy dare to fight with this commander. Forte Seal. Xiao Yan couldn't be more familiar with this so-called Imperial Seal technique, so the moment he saw Yang Hao about to use it, he threw out a strong wind and slammed it on the opponent's wrist like lightning. When Xiao Yan casually broke the seal, Yang Hao's expression also changed. He didn't expect that this kid would be so clear about the flaws of the Emperor's seal. However, before Yang Hao had time to think, he was severely bombarded by a hot wind on his body. After suffering such a heavy blow, he flew out of the ring spitting blood. Looking at the battle that ended almost instantly, deafening applause broke out in the attic. Xiao Yan, on the other hand, looked at Yang Hao, who was lying on the ground scorched and black, and smiled and said, "I have given in, the third commander." Hearing this understatement, Yang Hao suddenly spat out another mouthful of blood, because he never expected that with his 5-star peak strength, he would be so embarrassed to lose in Xiao Yan's hands. At the same time, Ling Quan on the pavilion, as well as the 5 leaders, their faces were full of horror. After all, as people of the same family, they couldn't be clearer about Yang Hao's strength. You must know that the latter holds a lot of powerful fighting skills, and even the Emperor's Seal technique has been cultivated to Forte Seal, and there are few opponents of this kind of strength in the same level. However, now he was beaten violently by Xiao Yan, and it was obvious that the latter's true combat power far exceeded the surface. At this moment, Yang Hao, who was struggling to stand up from the ground, looked at Xiao Yan fiercely. Originally, he thought that with the peak strength of 5-star Dizun and many high-level fighting skills, he wanted to teach the opponent a good lesson. Now he was not only beaten by Xiao Yan, but he was so embarrassed to lose in this public. If this matter is passed back to the ancient world, does he still want his face? So when Yang Hao's head became hot, he shot at Xiao Yan on the stage again. However, at this time, a figure suddenly flashed in front of him, stopped him, and shouted sharply, "Yang Hao, you have lost all the faces of the ancient tribe." The 2 Ling Quan people on the pavilion were also startled when they saw the figure, and immediately a surprise appeared in their eyes. Because the figure that suddenly appeared was their second brother, the so-called second leader of the Black Annihilation Army, Lin Shun. After taking a look at Xiao Yan, this person said in a deep voice, "Xiao Yan, are you playing well? It's just a competition to learn from each other. Since you like to learn from each other so much, how about the Commander-in-Chief try it?" Hearing this, Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed slightly. According to his speculation, this person's strength should have reached the level of the 6-star Dozuan, but in Xiao Yan's view, this strength did not have the slightest deterrent. Seeing the atmosphere of saber rattling on the stone platform again, many people in the attic cast their eyes again. It seems that there are some gaps between the young geniuses of the ancient races and Xiao Yan that ordinary people don't know. However, just when everyone thought that the battle was about to break out, they were stopped by an ancient clan elder named Gu Sun, who came suddenly. "Lin Shun, don't mess around. As the host family, you actually embarrassed the guests of the ancient clan in public. What kind of system is this? Don't retreat quickly." Hearing this, Lin Shun didn't dare to fight back. Until now, he also understood that now that this old guy showed up, I'm afraid he won't be able to find his face today. So at the moment, he could only shake his head helplessly, turned, and left the place. However, when Lin Shan was by Xiao Yan's side on the way, he warned him, "Those who know each other will leave as soon as possible. Otherwise, they will only humiliate themselves when they enter the ancient realm." Xiao Yan ignored this kind of harsh words, because Xiao Yan believed that when he entered the ancient world, he would definitely teach these people who regarded him as their rivals a good lesson. Looking at Lin Shun, who was far away, Na Gushuan also turned his head to look at Xiao Yan. He He said that due to the young lady, the latter should encounter more challenges in the future. So he told Xiao Yan to be mentally prepared. After saying this, Gu Sun turned and walked outside the pavilion, seeing the dragon and tiger fight that was going to start. But it ended so hastily, many people were a little bit more than enough, but they were helpless